Hi everybody, it's Tyler here at Vex Worlds. We're checking in with 47874J. It's Occam's chainsaw coming out of Washington. This team won the Excellence Award at night. Congratulations and qualifying for Vex Worlds. So that way, this robot super cool though. 16 block capacity, 2 wide on there as well too. A lot of great things you can watch on this robot. Great scoring capabilities with this. Just watched them their last match too. I had a phenomenal match with that. And we're diving a bit more into their PID, some of their game strategy that they go into, and we can't wait to learn more about this team coming up here on Pits and Parts. Auden, lots of great things to break down on this robot here. So you're running 16 block capacity, that 2 wide on there. Just talk to me more about this overall strategy and design of this robot.
Yeah, so we're a 2 wide S-bot, and kind of how we were able to capture this season was that we had a lot of different ideas on how to complete that. We started with a 1 wide S-bot. We saw that a lot of teams had that, and it was really efficient. But we found that we wanted more blocks for skills, so we ended up going to a 2 wide. How we were able to accomplish that was that we have this cage that has spacers and zip ties with rubber bands holding it. We found that this would help the blocks tumble in the intake, which would allow the friction to go down so that we could hold more blocks and be able to accomplish that 16 to 18 ball capacity.
Before we get to our next segment, we'd like to thank the following. The Robotics Education and Competition Foundation provides fantastic programs for students from elementary school all the way through college. These include VEX, aerial drone competition, online challenges, JROTC, girl-powered, scholarships, certifications, and so much more. To discover these exciting opportunities, visit recf.org and get connected.
Kind of another part with this is how we were able to score the low goal because we were 2 wide. We had early season, we had a problem with that. The blocks would just come out in different directions. So how we were able to accomplish that was we have a lever that will allow us to go back to 1 wide that will flip out when we're in skills or in match play, letting our driver be able to score back on the low goal.
When was this iteration of robot last created, or what was this kind of main archetype made?
This is the V4 robot. This robot we made for our state level competition, but we've been making our double S's all season long.
And when you look at some of the other competitors on the field, are you confident in that double SY? Do you think that's a great choice for your team to go with?
Definitely. It just allows us to have so many different match strategies and not worry about having to find blocks on the field at all.
Well, Sukraj, that's a great transition. You talk about match strategy on there. Your team, I just watched last match, very dominant on the field, great logo scoring, and you had a great last second scoring the long goal to win that match as well too. Break down how your match strategy works out with that 16 block.
Yeah, so since we have a 16 block capacity, that gives me a lot of options. I can fill up since we have 12 match loads, I can get those in either at the start of the match or later in the match. Usually if I get it at the start of the match, I will be using those to outcycle my opponents. And with that, I'm able to get all the long goals and the middle goals in one cycle if I want to. And so another strategy we have with this double shaped bot is that at the end we can match load 12 blocks and dump them all into the goal, and that's a 55-point swing. Yeah.
Can we take a look at what that swing might look like? Let's bring some in and put them back out.
Yeah, a cool thing. Yeah, so basically that gives me a lot of options in matches, and yeah.
So a couple things just asking this. Looking from Matt's strategy standpoint, do you find that you are stronger against a certain type of other robot out there, or maybe one that fares a little bit better against you based on this design?
This robot is very compatible with the, as you've seen, there's a lot of teams that are running like a sunroof mechanism that goes over the goal. So this robot can just dump in the goal and you can have your partner just cover that part. And while you're going around filling the other goals and stuff.
Where does the Juicy come into play in terms of match strategy for your team?
The Juicy is a wordplay. Shout out to 1023E. They had the word fat, and so we just went with Juicy on ours. It was fun. From the Bruno Mars song.
Gotcha. Last thing I want to ask you from a match strategy standpoint, we're filming this at kind of the end of day 2 here at Vex Worlds. So as you look towards your last set of qualification matches coming up. Has that strategy changed for you at all in terms of matches?
Definitely. We've been deciding whether we want to score early on in the game or later, and we found out the best way to is just to score later and just dump them last second, so there's a less chance of you getting de-scored.
And Sohail, let's pass over to you and wrap up talking about some of your programming on it. You mentioned before you're doing some different PID tuning, adjusting your gains a little bit more. Can you just talk to me about how you've gone through that?
Yeah, so the main thing that is kind of special about our code is our use of gain scheduling. So usually the KD term of the PID controller usually scales linearly with the speed of the robot in order to break the robot as it approaches a target position. However, the kinetic energy of the robot scales quadratically because kinetic energy is equal to 1/2 mass velocity squared. So this causes the robot to often undershoot a target if it's kind of smaller than the tuned value, and overshoot a target if it's over the size of the tuned value. So the way we get around that is by adjusting our KD value of the PID on a quadratic, a square root function, so that as the turn becomes larger, we have a larger KD value, which allows for our robot to kind of break quicker as we get, or break more as we get to the target, or less if it's a smaller target.
Your team has been one of the best in skills throughout these seasons as well, too. What do you think is really attributed to that success?
Yeah, I'd say it's partially that PID tuning and just making sure our robot is super accurate, but it's also a lot of kind of baking. It's a lot of baking tolerance just into the bot. Like most sections of our bot have like 1 to 2 inches of tolerance. Like even if the robot hits like a match loader or a park zone or the goal a little bit off, it can always align, which means our code can be very quick and efficient without needing to worry too much about whether we're going to hit the target or not.
Occam's Chainsaw, thank you so much for taking the time. Tell us more about your machine. We wish you best of luck here at Vex Worlds, but a lot of great stuff for teams to learn from it. So we can't wait to see how you do here, and good luck the rest of the way. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell to stay up to date on future fun videos. The Robotics Education and Competition Foundation provides fantastic programs for students from elementary school all the way through college. These include VEX, aerial drone competition, online challenges, JROTC, girl-powered, scholarships, certifications, and so much more. To discover these exciting opportunities, visit recf.org and get connected.